The problem in dating isn't men. It is, I believe, 99 to 100% women. In today's age, okay, in the last, let's say, 30 to 50 years, it's women. Here's the thing where it's women who has the power of choice. I just had a conversation with a woman yesterday, just talking about her dating life. She is, I think, 26 and relatively cute, okay? She was dating a man who was, I think, 36 for like 3 years. Kind of just a situationship. He never made it official, but she gave him her body. And I talked to her, okay, well, you're cute. Why would you settle for something like that? I mean, did he make money? And he's like, no, he was a teacher. And a lot of times I had to give him money. Wow. That's rare. Women giving money to men, okay? I mean, was he good looking? She said, yeah, he was good looking. He was really good looking, tall, good looking, athletic, Well, I said, okay. Was he a good talker? Yeah, she said he was really charming. Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, like, how did he treat you? Oh, he's like, she said he treated her terribly. He was just, he's just a bad person and stuff like that. And she said, during the relationship, a 3-year situationship, technically didn't cheat on her, but, during that relationship, he got his baby mama pregnant twice. And during that relationship, he got another woman pregnant. And I'm like, girl, you have no self-esteem. You don't love yourself. Because you're relatively attractive. Okay, you're cute. And you're with a man that basically has good D, has good talking, and is attractive. But he treated you like shit. He didn't value you. And I was like, and that's the man you gave your time to. So this is a thing where women have 100% control of who they date. And let's say women's usual argument, oh, he should, why doesn't he not change? This is the thing. No one's telling anyone to change. Women can have whatever standard they want. Women can have whatever standard they want. No one's telling women to change. No one, and this is the thing, to expect others to change. For what? For you? Why? Why? No, you should accept. You should see how people are. Stop it. Women fall for this constantly. They always want men to change. No. See the red flag. Accept the red flag. Stop wanting people to change. You are so ridiculous. It's like wanting a criminal to stop doing crime. We have laws to stop people from doing crime, yet they do it regardless. So you think a man, if he's terrible, he's all of a sudden going to be an angel? No. This is why men constantly tell women accountability. Women's kryptonite is accountability. Seriously, you control your actions. You control your actions. So really, that's what you should focus on. Control your actions. Women have all these standards, yet they consistently pick men that honestly don't meet them or barely meet them. She said that this man was really attractive, and she likes attractive men, and he was charming and he gave good dates. Okay, great. I mean, if that's what you want, okay, then you'll get that type of man, and then that type of man will be cheating on you. But hey, that's what you wanted, right? That's the type of man you want. Women get with athletes, get with wealthy men. Okay, cool. You want to get with wealthy men. You want to get with athletes. You want to get with highly attractive men. No one is stopping women from doing it. But what men are doing is calling hypocrisy. Because when you get with these men, you are complaining that these men are womenizers. These men are cheaters. These men are liars. These men have multiple women. These men don't settle down. Bitch, no duh. Any man could have told you that to begin with. You chose a man with options. Well, those men will exercise their options. They're those types of men. So, at the end of the day, like I said, women are the problem. They control who they date. I'm sorry, men aren't the problem. Because they're terrible men. Why choose them? Why choose terrible men? Right? Why marry these terrible men? Why have babies by these terrible men? But there are good men out there. I'm sorry, yeah, maybe you're not attracted to these men. Well then, okay, get with the men that you're attracted to, and then accept the consequences that comes along with it. It's absolute women are delusional. But, like I said, women are the problem in the dating market. So I want to talk about a comment I get a lot, where, oh my God, you're single, you can't get a woman, you're an incel and all that shit, okay? Like insults when I make, opinion pieces about women and dating and stuff. Because it's kind of funny in a way where it is okay or acceptable or not shamed or not even cared about if women are single and they make think pieces or opinion pieces on men. It's okay. No one's calling them femcells. No one's saying that, oh my God, you can't get a man and all that, all that BS. To insult them on their opinions about men because they're single. This is a thing where it's surprising to women sometimes. Men can and do choose to be single. Because let me say this, for me, choosing to be single means that I've saved up a lot of money. Right? I'm not spending a whole lot of money on, taking out women on dates and stuff. Because how I go about it is like, I do believe in, paying for the date. So, I don't really need I've never cared or needed a woman to go 50-50 with me because I make my money, I have my money. I'm not hurting or needing women's money. But, you know, cutting out dating has been a big influence on me becoming a six-figure man, okay? And this is a thing where men and women, we date differently. For men, they obviously, if men don't go out and ask women out, you know, nothing's happening. So men have to actively create options. Women, they always have options. So for me, it's like, I don't need the burner performance. I don't need to, you know, go the extra effort to, you know, try to make things happen for me. Because honestly, I'm focusing on other things. I'm focusing on other things that would make me happy, that would fulfill my life, that would create a better future for me. And if I decide to, you know, date more or like, you know, have a family and stuff, I have the finances to provide for my family. That's the thing where I'm focused on that. I'm not, for me, I'd rather date with purpose and just date around just for the hell of it. Okay, I've never been the type of person to, you know, care so much about, you know, the hookup culture or dating's never been fun for me. So I'm not looking to like hook up with or like one night stands or meaningless, you know, situationship. So, you know, that's the thing where we kind of neglect that, you know, men can choose other things besides dating, but men can also have opinions on women. You know, we see what's happening, and I've dated plenty of women. You know, as much as I get a lot of comments that, you know, I'm an incel or no one wants me or I'm ugly, I'm fat, whatever. I've dated plenty of women and I've had plenty of serious relationships. I just think it's funny that it is okay for women to have opinions on men when they're single. It's insult worthy for men to have opinions on women if he's single. And this is the thing where I think it's funny. I mean, it's not like, oh, if I was in a relationship, women would agree with me then. So I just thought that was a funny thing where a lot of women, and anyone, right, men and women who insult me, it's like, would you agree with me more if I was in a relationship? I mean, it's not like you will follow me and agree with me because I'm in a relationship. So it's the things I say triggers you. And second is like, you know, being in a relationship does not mean that you necessarily have better opinions or, you know, the things you say is, I don't know, more wise or whatever. So I just thought that was funny with how people want to insult others for stupid reasons, and that's why they're triggered. Okay, so there's something I want to talk about that's been weighing on my mind, or just something I've been thinking about. I want to talk about women's hypocrisy when it comes to ambition. Okay, how so many women say, I want an ambitious man, I want an ambitious man. I want a man that will, if he's not, you know, six figures now, he will be six figures eventually or later down the road. This is the hypocrisy of women when it comes to money and the whole idea of ambitious men. Women do not gain wisdom. They're smart. I'm not saying that women are stupid. I'm saying they're not wise. Because let's think about this whole ambition thing. And this is usually women. Like I said, women usually want ambitious men. Women usually want men to level up, or if they're not there yet, they will eventually be. So the thing with ambition is that, and I'm surprised a lot of women don't understand, you have to work for it. It doesn't, to be six figures, to be financially stable, to be able to provide for somebody, a family, it takes dedication, it takes work ethics, it takes hours of your life. And women never see, this is why I say women don't gain wisdom, because they don't ever see the other side of the coin, right? They want the ambition, right? They want the man to be ambitious because essentially they want the man to make money, right? They want the man to make good money. They want the man to be able to provide. But guess what? He won't have time for anything else. He won't have time for anything else. He won't have time to, you know, do the domestic work, you know, housework and shit like that. He won't have time for his kids. He won't definitely have time for you. And the thing is that the time that he does have, he wants to relax. He wants to, you know, enjoy the small time that he has free. And women can't stand that. So this is why I say women don't gain wisdom, because on the flip side, they want the ambitious man, the man that works hard, that, you know, strive to become, you know, six figures, seven figures, whatever. But then women also complain that he has no time for her. He has no time. He doesn't contribute to the family. He doesn't contribute to, you know, childcare, household. He doesn't contribute at all. And that's the insanity of women. It's like you want the perfect man, and you don't realize that no one is perfect. And this is why a lot of men say that women want men. They want to choose men that are already at the finish line. You know, they want to choose men that are already at the finish line. The men that have already finished. They're already accomplished. They already accomplished the end goal of being ambitious. They've already become six figures, seven figures. And men realize that, okay? Because women don't want ambitious men. It's just fluff word to say that I want a man that can provide. I want a man that's 6 figures. I want a man that's 7 figures. It's just fluff word, because women don't want to seem like, oh, I'm a gold digger. I want a man that makes 7 figures. That sounds like she's a gold digger. Instead of saying, I want an ambitious man. Because, like I said, women don't realize what comes with being an ambitious man. You don't have time for anything else. You don't have time besides accomplishing your ambition. And yet, women cannot stand it. Women can't stand men who don't make time for them, who don't make time for the things that they value, like housework, childcare, being there for your kids. They can't stand it. And that is the hypocrisy of women. And I see this more and more where, you've heard it, right? A lot of times the big thing with divorce is why women divorce men is because men don't have time for them. Men don't spend enough time for them. Men aren't emotionally there for them. Men are, what else? Men are just not present. Men are not helpful. Men's like, oh, but you know what? He's ambitious. He provides for us. Guess what? Yeah, no, duh. It's like women don't understand sacrifice, because honestly, I don't believe women sacrifice like that. Not by force. Men, you have to sacrifice it. It's not by choice. Men don't choose, oh, I don't want to be there for my kids. I don't want to help out my wife. I don't want to spend time with the woman I love. No, men have to. Because why? They have to provide. They have to be, give women the luxuries or the lifestyle that they want. So, that is the insanity, hypocrisy, and delusions of women. I just saw this panda bear saying that why men are lonely, because men in relationships are terrible. This is a thing where I find it funny. One, men in general aren't complaining about being lonely. Two, why are men in relationships complaining about being lonely? They're not. They're not complaining. I'm saying that men in general aren't complaining that they are, lonely. So your example is that, oh, why is there the male loneliness epidemic? Is that because men in relationships are terrible men? Here's the thing. Those men have been chosen. Those men are in relationships. This is why feminist men are the farthest thing from men, because they don't understand men. They have been poisoned to the degree that they think like women. They think like women. So essentially, they don't think like men. They don't really understand. The thing with, let's say, the male loneliness thing, where it's a study where less and less men are in relationships. Less and less men have friendships. It's not that men are like complaining about it. And here's the thing where, if you do statistics, actually, there are, in general, as a whole, there are more men, right, than ever in relationships. It's just that, there is a growing population of men, like the younger men, that haven't been in relationships for years or have never been in a relationship. That's it. So to use a example of, this weird trend that women created, the man of the year thing, to show that there are terrible men in relationships. Well, one, you chose him. You chose to be in a relationship with him. No one forces women into relationships. No one does. This ain't the 1930s. No one's forcing women into relationships. Women choose these men. Guess what? Women are attracted to terrible men. Women are attracted to these types of men. These types of men are not the ones who are in that study. So this is why, these feminist men are panda bears. They don't understand the thought process of men. They don't. They don't also understand the hardships of men, because they think like women. They are women. They are practically trans, right, in a sense, because they think like women. Again, this is something that a lot of people have to understand. It is not because men are terrible. That's why they're not in relationships. If that was true, right? If that was true, all the women that are currently in relationships, or have been in relationships, they would never say, oh, I've gotten with a cheater, I've gotten with a liar, I've gotten with an abuser. Because then, why are these terrible men in relationships? That's the hypocrisy and delusion of it. If women are complaining that these men that are lonely, right, that's not in relationships, that either have never been in relationships or have not been in relationships for years. If these men are terrible, right, and that's why a lot of men are lonely, then women would not be complaining that the men that they do date, the men that they have been in relationships, the men that they do marry are terrible to them. Because I thought terrible men aren't getting in relationships. I thought terrible men can't get relationships. So why are these terrible men in relationships then? No. What men are seeing is that, men are never been, right? Men are usually, in general, awkward people. They're awkward. Men are not financially stable, right? Or they're not financially equal to a lot of women. Men are, kind of staying away from dating too. A lot of men are, doing other avenues, like a lot of them are gaming. A lot of them are, getting out of the dating market. It's like, there are other reasons why men are more lonely than ever. It's not because they are terrible. Because, like I said, if men are terrible, right? And those terrible men can't get relationships, like they're part of the loneliness male epidemic shit, then women would not be complaining about terrible men, because they would not be getting with these said terrible men. That's please tell me if that's not logical, because Why would, if the men that are lonely because they are terrible men, then why are terrible men in relationships for women to complain about? Please tell me. I mean, like, you get women constantly complaining about these terrible men in relationships and marriages. Well, it seems like these terrible men are in relationships. So why would they be part of the lonely man, epidemic study? They're not. I just sometimes I'm just tired of these men that are absolutely filled with estrogen, right? And absolutely just delusional. They're feminists, which is sad.